right, you ready?
Yes.
We live. We live. Roman!
No.
Roman! Ooh! As we fade in from Fade Security. Hello, everyone.
I'm Bree.
And I'm Ninja, and it's Bree Ninja Network, and we back. It's been like a month. Actually, it's been 2 months.
3 months. It's September. We made a video in June.
God dang, bro. Yep, it's been a while. Not any for any particular reason. We've had many moments where we wanted to get back on, and we have videos to share and things to talk about. But it's crazy that how busy you can get in quarantine. I guess is something me and Bree and probably a lot of people realize that.
Busy doing nothing.
Yeah, it's real mad crazy. You would think with everyone being at home and stuff that they wouldn't be as busy, but yeah, no, it's everyone. The days are blending like we were back at work kind of. So
I kind of miss it. I think I'm getting to the point where I actually miss kind of being at work.
see, I don't miss that at all.
Well, I miss going places. Like we've been doing like little small stuff, like let's go to dinner. Well, we actually only go to dinner public once, and that wasn't even by choice.
That was yesterday.
It was Thursday.
No, we've been inside.
Or like going to
You've
people's
been
houses
inside.
or whatever. But it's like I just enjoy. I'm like, oh, I get to actually
I'm
get dressed
telling you
and
that's
get up.
overrated. There's someone who
I
just
miss-
recently stopped going into the office, like literally 2-3 weeks ago.
I mean, you.
Yeah.
I've been not going into the office since March.
I'm saying it's overrated. Yeah, I was going to the office, and I got to see all my coworkers, and we didn't dress up because there was barely.
But see, that's the difference. Is you've been doing it since March, and now you just started working from home 3 weeks ago. I've been working from home since March, and so my perspective is different.
I'm trying to tell you, it's overrated.
You don't know if you have until it's gone.
I guess. All I know is
the first 3 weeks I was at home, I was like, oh, this is cool, working from home. Yeah, I felt the same way as you, but let's just ask him this question 6 months from now.
I don't need to be. I've worked from home in home environments before. I've been home. Remember the first couple months we were in the house? I was here, chilling. No. Working from home is not a problem for me.
But we still like interacted.
I guess, and I guess I don't have an issue going back to the office either. It's I don't know. It just if I had a preference, or since I've seen both, probably prefer to be here.
I would say my preference in the future.
Also, I think it depends on how far you got to travel to. Because going to Atlanta, that's cool. I was going to Shambhala. Long drives are not that. When your drive is commute's an hour, even during COVID times, that's when you're probably like, yeah.
No one knows where we live.
I didn't say where we live.
My preference for the future. But if you live in Sandy Springs, you ain't going that far.
No, see, now you're just giving out too much information.
Well, cool. Well, that's where we used to. Everyone knows.
Everyone knows Chamblee is isolated in the middle of nowhere. It's an isolated place, just kind of like Kennesaw. Just places that are far away.
Anyhow, my preference for the future is a mixture of both. I like working from home. I don't think it's counterproductive. I don't think my productivity has changed when it comes to work versus in the office or versus at home. So I think a mixture of both in the future. I think going into the office and interacting with people a couple of days out the week, and then having the choice to be at home and work by yourself a couple of days out the week. I think a mixture of both is ideal for our new normal, the new future.
I mean, that's the majority of companies and corporations are
considering. They haven't
focused. Well, it's because we still haven't got a handle on it. When they thought we were having a handle on the virus, that was the idea that we're going, everyone, we're going to work in the office maybe 2-3 days out the week and let you guys work from home, which is, like I said, they're probably going to keep that same sentiment, but we still, unfortunately, guys, 3 months after our video, we still don't really have the biggest hold on the virus. It's kind of, when they're talking about vaccines in other countries, talking about vaccine on its way here, we not taking nothing. not even time.
Yeah, I found that.
We're just going to social distance and make sure that we wear a mask anytime we grocery shop.
Call me crazy,
until
but
they give us
I need a vaccine to be out there for at least a year with no problems before y'all.
I just never really been a big flu vaccine person. I've only gotten the flu twice. I'm not trying to, jinx or nothing. I am blessed and highly favored. So it's also just a matter of like when I think about when I got the flu. I told you it was spring break and middle school when I was around the most people. You know what I mean? It's like.
And your second time was spring break in college.
No, I'm saying spring break. I was saying spring break, and the other time was middle school. So yeah,
gotcha.
Both times it was around too many people, and of course,
I think that that's changed, especially with our interaction in the future. Like I think the whole expecting a handshake and like hugs and all that is like dead.
A lot of stuff will be changed when we, like I said, when we finally get a hold on this. Yeah. Even though they're trying to, a lot of stuff, unfortunately, has kind of still tried to return to normal, like theme parks opening. I don't know if that was the case 3 months ago when we did a video, but yeah, Six Flags, well, I think Universal.
I think they know their audience, and they know that not everyone is, I guess, intimidated by the virus. I don't know, but they basically, like, you go to Six Flags.
No, they're just trying not to lose that money.
Yeah, and they know that there are people out there that are willing to risk it and go, and they don't have a care in the world. That's what I'm saying. They know their audience. So when you go to the website there are people out there that don't have a care.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't say that they would say that that's what their audience is.
I know, but I'm saying
they're making you wear masks. They're cleaning down stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people don't ever care world. They wouldn't do any of that stuff. So they're still trying to put on the front like we're safe.
I'm not saying that they don't care in the world. They know their audience. There's some people in their audience that don't care and still want to come to Six Flags. So they're appealing to both. They're being safe, but they're still opening up for people that do want to have fun and participate, blah, blah, blah. And if you go to their website, like I've been trying to say for the past 5 minutes, is they have a huge disclaimer, just like all these other corporations and public places have huge disclaimers on their websites of basically, you can't sue us if you get COVID-19 because we're not saying that you aren't going to get it, but your tickets are on sale if you would like to come, basically, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, either way, it's all just risky business. And like I said, some people are trying to return to normal before it's normal times. But honestly, I mean, that's kind of been the trend since the beginning. There were a whole protest on mask wearing 3 months ago. So course, business is kind of trying to return back to normal. The economy's going back up though, so that's I mean, it's up and down. It's a good thing. A lot of stock splits and all that crazy stuff.
I would say the virus has caused people, or the pandemic, I shouldn't say the virus. Pandemic has caused people to be more aware and into the stock market, which is good for our generation.
I mean, only because it crashed and all attention was on it. And,
what else?
Yeah, you kind of had to pay attention.
Other than being stuck at home and continuing to social distance, Roman's been growing.
I mean, yeah, I'm still gonna talk about me. You know.
You wanna talk about Roman first?
So let's see. This summer, I volunteered to work at our neighborhood pool. And
get to know
the neighbors, and also teach our baby boy how to swim. And let's just say, for the most part, the summer was a success because I mean, we got to know some of these.
By the end of the summer, he's literally jumping into
neighbors,
the pool.
And like Bree just said, the baby is jumping into the pool, full leg kicks. Underwater. He can move direction.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, he can go this way, go that way.
A big boy now.
So mission accomplished. It was a lot of days out there in that pool, out there in that heat.
But it was worth it. They both got super tan.
We lost it already.
I stayed.
We both lost our tan.
You do look a little white right now.
Roman lost his too. We both were like major tan.
He's still a little dark.
And now he's coming back to the bright side.
Anyways, I stayed in the shade. Get out the way. He turned 1. He actually turned 13 months yesterday from the day that we're filming this. So September 6th, he turned 13 months.
Hold up. 6th. Backpedal. Woo, 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 woo. So, I don't know. Was he walking? So he started walking at 11 months, and then he started swimming.
He started walking the week of 4th
Literally
of July.
Like 11 months. At 11 months.
Yeah.
Or right before.
He was taking steps the week before 4th of July, and then like full on walking the week of 4th of July.
I always said when he started learning how to walk, he was gonna swim. So
and I think we did good. At our family pool house that weekend too. So it was all in one.
He's growing up. Let's say for 13 months, this little man, which he's 13 months today.
Yesterday.
Yeah. He is. He's putting together more words. He definitely can communicate now. It's not like
we're still working on
words, but like as far as hand points or gestures, when he's like,
he
he's
knows
full,
what he
I don't want it
wants.
no more.
Yeah.
Here, have this. Ooh, I want that. It's like, it's kind of cool watching a little human grow.
It's like having a whole human.
It's like it. It's exactly what it is.
I've been emotional lately. Watching him
watch
be independent and not
even
really
now, like
need
he's
me
usually
anymore.
in here bothering us, but no, he's probably somewhere watching TV or playing his own games.
But he is starting to get into stuff that he ain't supposed to be getting into. So I would say
discovery, baby.
Yeah, discipline has definitely started. Gotta start him early.
Yeah, because he be pulling on blinds and pulling cups off. He spilled coffee on me
He's
while I was
obsessed
working
with the toilet.
like twice.
Throwing stuff in the toilet.
Yep, throwing things in the toilet. So yeah, he's exploring, but he's getting all over the place. But
he's
hey,
busy. Not necessarily bad yet, but just busy. Very, very busy. Doing a whole lot of nothing. What else?
Just bouncing baby boy stuff. So let's see, lots of swimming in the summer. Like I say, y'all are in the same predicament. We didn't get to travel as much or really go places. Just
that is one thing I feel really guilty about. Is my plan was to at least have him in daycare by 1 year old, just so he can get the interaction with other kids, and so he doesn't really have any close cousins that like live nearby that we can have play dates with, or like none of our friends are. Why are you looking at me like that? What?
Continue.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know about this message.
What? You brought up being at home and stuff, so I'm saying I wish I could have put him in daycare and have him play with kids. And I was about to tell stories about how he be running to attack babies in the store. But never mind. I'm done.
It's not that, Bree. It's that. Anyways, Roman's been doing great. Can't wait for him to interact with kids as the pandemic calms down. We got some play dates organized for him now. We're gonna get him out there. Speaking of the devil, Roman. Hey. Anyways. So that's pretty much on a personal note. I mean, me and Bree been working from home. I've gotten several new jobs this summer, which is crazy because employment's like wild. We're planning vacations because we're trying to get back. Like I say, even though like I mentioned earlier, it still doesn't seem like it's back on track for normality. But we still trying to plan some vacations. You know what I mean? We still trying to go places. We trying to plan overnights for the baby. We just, we're just trying to move it, develop him as much as a family can during these times. In the midst of all that, we also been doing stuff for I guess family. We've been gaming and stuff. Me and Bree beats a couple games since we've been off the video together. Started some. Roman for his birthday got this basketball goal that me and Bree been shooting on. We've been playing Roman.
It's our basketball goal.
Yeah, we've been playing Roman. It's pretty much the horse, but with Roman. We've been playing Roman. Been having a blast. A lot of family fun time interaction, even though we just been in the house. So you got to do that. Wish you had some board games. Gonna buy Monopoly or something like that. Spending time with the family, the immediate family, grandparents. That's been cool. Grandparents, aunties, uncles, great aunties, uncles. What else has happened? Say Bree's sister and cousin have transitioned into new forms of education. One of her cousins Jalen started college, and even though, like I said, college has started in the middle of this COVID stuff, it's been kind of weird. She's actually part of one of the schools that actually have gone back or get to go back, which is, at least they get to experience it. There's been a lot of schools that are, they are doing online only. Even let's say, actually a lot of school stuff started education. Say Brittany graduated. I don't know if we talked about that before. Talking about doing grad school. Unfortunately, the mill had to return to her high school in person. But there's a lot of schools nearby, like Cobb County's doing online. A county near us as well was on the news recently for controversy, and they're them starting back in school.
I think most people are. Like Fulton County starting to roll people back in.
To roll people back in or out?
Fulton was virtual, and now they're saying that they're going to start like by grade levels, rolling people back in, like testing it out. Gwinnett County is doing the same thing; they're rolling people back in. I'm not sure about Cobb. Some people in Cobb are back, and some people in Cobb are still virtual. I think it's like private school. I know people that's in private school in Cobb that are actually back in school. Private school is a little different because it's less people.
No, more ability to social distance. It's more these giant public schools that, man. Let's see. NBA started back since last time we spoke. That was unexpected, but expected. They went to Disneyland. I don't know if we ever talked about the plan, but they did the Disneyland plan where they bubbled it up, and so far, they haven't had any infections. They haven't had any any issues besides letting the. They recently let the players have their families in, and the coaches are like, "Yo, we want our families in too." Other than that, though, their bubble experience has been it's been decent. They had a hiccup, but that was tied to social distance. Not social justice.
Shout out to Adam Silver. Like the NBA actually are doing a really good job being an example of how you can still make sports work while still maintaining a safe environment. I don't know what's up with the MLB and the NFL and all their positive cases, but NFL season hasn't even started yet. I think they start in the next couple of weeks, and I just don't know what they're going to do or how long it's going to last. I know MLB has been on and off, like teams canceling whole games and stuff because they had a team outbreak.
Yeah.
But
I think that's probably one reason why they just moved to the playoffs. They're just trying to get over. Since they moved to the playoffs, they've been pretty good. The Braves have been whooping butts apparently, but we haven't been really paying attention. Like Bree said,
NBA has been a really good example.
NBA has been one of the best examples of. It's like honestly, Adam Silver has been killing on a lot of fronts as far as progressing and COVID and social distancing while still allowing the players to speak out on social justice, unlike the NFL. All the way to the raising the cap the last couple of years for the money. Like he's been hitting all the marks. You know what I'm saying? As far as I guess what you expect from a commissioner in one of these sports leagues. So, like I said, he not that they allow, but like when the NBA, when the players had their blackout recently, where they would decide they weren't going to play because of another social injustice that went on couple weeks ago.
That was a little crazy.
It was like even though they started back, they stopped and they had like a meeting with the whole, with all the players and all the players in the bubble, not all the players, all the players in the bubble, and leadership and finance apparently, and they had a real conversation of just what they plan to do moving forward to make sure that it's more than just the names on the back of their jerseys or the foundations on the back of their jerseys when it comes to their stance on social injustice, which is cool. I mean, I feel like the NFL probably would have shut that down. That's just me personally. You know what I mean? I feel like, what's his name? What's the NFL commissioner? Roger Goodell. Yeah, the NFL recently tried to jump on the whole social injustice thing, but like we said,
they claim that they're on it now. That they hired.
That was 4 years. This is 4 years after Kaepernick.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Should I give my opinion about that? I'm about to give my opinion about that. I was just gonna say, like, I like what the NBA. I don't mind what the NBA is doing. But I do think there's other ways to do it. Like you said, they want to make sure, and they have the right to make sure that it's more than just changing the name on the back of their jersey. Like, what actual physical steps are we going to do to help make a change and make a difference? I don't necessarily think that just stop playing and boycotting is the way to do it. And I think Draymond Green actually spoke out on it too. Like, that's their platform. That is the way they use their voice. So why let that go when that is how you get to people? And it seems like they kind of understand that and even have the will and heart to still play, which is good. But they should keep using their platform and not necessarily boycott it, because we need to see them. They've been a great example in sports and how to handle everything going on with social justice. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts on that.
You kind of like what LeBron's legit. I mean, when you build this platform and then you use it in a way like he has, or there's plenty of other players that use it the same way, but just whereas this is like it's beyond what goes on the court anyways, then it just like I say, it doesn't really matter what you put on. He didn't even put anything on the back of his jersey because he knows knows what LeBron does off the court. Like, everybody knows what LeBron does for the community, the black community off the court. So it's like it's just like you don't want to. If you build your platform correctly, you don't want to get rid of it. Period. You know what I mean?
Boycott it.
Yeah. So, shout out to NBA. They have, like I said, started back. They are in a. We're gonna hit on them really quick.
Bucks are out of there.
Yeah.
So disappointing. I actually to me, based on how I saw them play in the beginning of the season before this whole pandemic happened, I just I thought they were the only ones who could really compete with the Lakers. Everyone thought it was the Clippers, but the way the Clippers have played in this playoffs is how I thought they were. I don't see them beating the Lakers this year. Lakers are gonna take it all, honestly.
Yeah.
I am super happy about Miami. I was a huge Miami Heat fan. When you're a fan of I'm a player fan. I don't really follow teams. I follow players, and D Wade was my number one player for a long time, and then Steph Curry. But when you watch a player for so long, you do get attached to the other players on that team. I love Udonis Haslem. I can't believe Eric Spoelstra is still holding on. I've always liked Jimmy Butler. I thought he reminded me of D-Wade a lot. So I'm actually really proud and excited to see this young Miami team. Honestly, probably.
You think Jimmy Butler played like D-Wade?
I used to like Jimmy Butler when he was with
you think he played like
Chicago.
D-Wade?
He reminded me of D-Wade. And I was excited when D-Wade went to Chicago. I was like, oh, him and Jimmy got to team up. I loved them together. I love them together. I'm not saying D-Wade's a better player than me. I mean, you can't argue with me on D-Wade.
No, Jimmy doesn't. I just feel like they're different. I feel like they're different players. That's what I'm saying. I actually feel like D-Wade plays more like a guard and Jimmy plays more like a forward.
My top favorite players, just based on their, not saying they're the best players ever. Just I'm all about style, and I love nonchalantness. And so D-Wade was always my favorite, and my other.
Let's not do too much of the Miami Grand Prix.
Was Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, and Steph Curry.
You didn't even think they was gonna win the other day.
Who?
You.
Miami?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I'm not saying I'm a fan of them right now. My number one player right now in the league is Steph Curry.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, so let's talk about...
you don't want to get me on Steph Curry back.
No, we're not talking about Steph Curry.
Okay, then.
Talk about.
So don't question my loyalty. I just said I respect them.
The East had some blowouts in the first round, which was nice. So Raptors blew out the Nets, nasty.
Why would I care about the first round?
The Celtics, because a lot of things have changed. I mean, since then, the Celtics blew out or swept the 76ers. Houston Rockets have been hanging on. They went to Game 7 with the Thunder.
We're going to last because Ben Simmons went out with a knee injury. So we already knew going into the playoffs, 76ers were going to be out of there in the first round.
Who went to Game 7? The Clippers and the Mavericks?
Mavericks are a team to watch in the future.
Yeah, Luka was disappointed that he didn't get to make it, but the Clips, I mean, they had to come through.
But he should be proud of how he played. Honestly, I was disappointed in how
the Lakers and Trailblazers, the Trailblazers had a great first game and they got 4-0 after that, or 4-1. So let's see. In the second round, we got. So far we watched. Okay, so Miami has taken. The games are going by really fast. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It seems like they're back to back. They're probably trying to make up for lost time. In that, I mean, me and Bree have caught a couple games. Like last night, we watched how Miami should have swept the Bucks, but like Bree said, the Bucks, even without Giannis, they kept it together last night, which was cool.
Can I give my prediction?
Can you wait until you finish? Prediction on what?
Giannis. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's wait. Rockets and Lakers, they're 1-1. Clippers and Nuggets are 1-1, and the Raptors and Celtics are 2-2. Honestly, I feel like when we're talking about going to conference finals, me and Bree talked about we think the Heat are going to come out. Most definitely they're up 3. The Heat, it's probably going to be the Heat and the Celtics probably. The Heat and the Celtics, and then the Clips and the Lakers most likely. But I mean, the Rockets, they might pull an upset. Who knows?
Rockets are not going to pull an upset.
And the Nuggets already apparently did pull an upset because they were down 3-1 and came back because Jamal Murray.
I have no faith in the Clippers.
In the Clippers?
Yeah, no faith.
Yeah, I mean, it's
If I had to put money on the line, I would say the Clippers would take it. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 7 games.
The bubble definitely hurt the Clippers.
I wouldn't
the
be
Clippers were on track to be like the #1 team, and then the bubble kind of messed them up. The bubble kind of helped. It was like it helped the Lakers, messed up the Clippers. It seemed to help Miami. I didn't think Miami was a contending team, but the bubble helped them for sure as well. Who else? Yeah, and it seemed like the bubbles hurt Milwaukee. And speaking of which, Bree says she has a Milwaukee prediction. So what is it, Daziana?
Golden State is going to offer up their 2nd round pick for Giannis.
And how does that make sense to you? A 2nd round, so a first round. I
mean, not 2nd round pick. I'm sorry, 2nd pick in the overall draft.
Oh my God, 2nd round pick. That doesn't make any sense.
You know what I was trying to say? 2nd pick. 2nd pick in the overall draft. Golden State got that. They will give it to the Bucks or offer it to the Bucks for Giannis.
Do you still think that's enough though? That's not enough.
I mean, it'll be other stuff, but that's the biggest factor. Who are the two players? The UGA guy and LaMelo. They can use a guard.
Just a question then. What do the Warriors have to offer after this tank of a season?
Let's not pretend like the tank of the season wasn't because the 2 star players are out on injury. They would have done well if
their whole team was dismantled.
They would have done well if Clay and stuff were still healthy.
The whole
team
at least made playoffs. Was dismantled. Andre is about to help Miami get another one.
I love Andre Iguodala, so I'm always.
So it's like it's more than just Steph and Clay. To just say it's just Steph and Clay, when it was just Steph and Clay, they didn't make it to the finals. So
I'm not saying it's just Steph and Clay. But I'm saying if they would have been healthy, I think they would have made it to the playoffs. They would have gone out the first round, based on especially with the way the West is. But
I don't think.
I think they would have. Draymond is not a role player.
They're rebuilding. They're going to be rebuilding. If they get Giannis, then they don't need to rebuild.
You're not rebuilding when all you need is one other key factor. Just one player can complete the whole puzzle, and they're back to championship type level.
If you're saying the player has to be Giannis level, then yes, you are rebuilding. Because not every player is that level. That's crazy. Not every level player is Giannis or KD. You're pretty much saying if they get another superstar, they're not. No, they are rebuilding. If that's the case.
Giannis is on the team now, and they're not going to the championship.
What?
You have to be a part of a team that's championship ready.
I don't know about that one, but championship DNA is a thing.
LeBron was with the Cavs for how long?
I don't know what exactly you're trying to make, but we're gonna move off this Brana. So we both believe the NFL ain't gonna come through.
I don't know about the NFL.
They've cut their roster down to 53. They're probably not gonna make it through though. We don't know. Let's talk about college football. College football, for the most part, is canceled.
Can you check this off?
Yeah, it's canceled. Overall, there's not going to be a college football championship this year because only a certain amount of leagues are actually participating. The SEC is one of them, and the ACC was one of them. Are they still doing it? So the SEC and the ACC are going to be doing like conference on conference playing. We'll be playing just within our conference.
Meaning Alabama is about to run through everybody.
And in the ACC, I don't know who the more dominant team is, but
Clemson.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much just gonna be a big old scrimmage match all year long, and maybe they'll have the SEC and ACC championships to like kind of pretend like things are going normal. But I mean, Alabama's gonna probably do what they do. I don't waste my time with Georgia antics until I see something worth.
I knew the black quarterback was gonna work out.
Also, yeah, when headlines like that are flying about and they're leaving for the NFL,
you can't tell me he dropped out.
I'll just be sad on Saturday, as we've been.
I think. Can I take my prediction?
You and these predictions.
Or my assumption. I think Jamie found out that he wasn't gonna be the starting quarterback, and he said bye. But I'm not gonna be the starting quarterback. I'm not gonna be your number one quarterback. I'm just gonna go prepare myself for the NFL. But he dropped out. He dropped out because of COVID.
Because
that's just my
Georgia just has a history
of
keeping quarterbacks on the bench when they shouldn't. So, and it's Justin like they keep keeping quarterbacks on the bench when they shouldn't, and then the quarterback they have out on the field, 24/7, never does well NFL wise. So like the NFL stock for quarterbacks in Georgia does bad low. So I understand if you're not starting and your stock is low, what can you imagine what your quarterback stock is if you're on the bench the whole time? So yeah, I get it. If that's the case, if he really wasn't gonna be playing, then yeah, I would have loved to because yeah, Jake Fromm, Aaron Murray, our last few quarterbacks have not went far. They got in the draft, sure. They've been like trash fifth,
the last one was
round.
Matthew Stafford.
And
what is he done?
Yeah. So yeah, if our stock is low, I wouldn't be a backup quarterback. Like there's certain schools that being a backup quarterback has gotten people like Alabama, like we talked about. Backup quarterbacks have gotten big starting positions. Tua was starting quarterback or was a backup quarterback before he became a starter. And guess what? Even the backup quarterback then was a starting quarterback. But like, you know what I mean? Like we don't have nothing like that. We haven't had nothing like that in years. We haven't had like a nice 1-2 combo. So until Georgia gets that,
could have had one with Justin and Jake, but he wasn't.
Not at all. Justin and Jake did the same thing. We would need a quarterback who could throw and a quarterback who could run. Or no, sorry, Justin and Jake. Right, never mind. That is it. I thought you were talking about what's the other dude that Jake was with that they thought.
What he went to Washington.
Jake, his name was Jake. What was his name?
No, Jacob Easton.
Jacob Easton and Jake.
Him and Jake
yeah, not that combo.
Jake and Justin. They both.
Jake and Justin. If Kirby had used it correctly that year, when the plays where we needed a nice run play and not, hey, we're gonna fake the run we're gonna fake the pass and then run. Like, man, he should have did that a lot better. Like I said, until Georgia shows me, I'm just gonna be prepared to be sad. That's all. Hopefully we see a championship within our lifetime.
Lifetime, I think we will.
3. They haven't had one in like 30 years, and that is our lifetime now. So.
Anyway.
And meanwhile, Alabama's had 5 in Roman's lifetime. Like, come on, man.
Roman's won.
I know, and they've had like 5 rings in 1 year. That's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. When you beat those odds, when you think about those odds, yeah, I want to be like them. Let's see. So you touched on.
We know what sports.
Anime was.
Music.
I mean, there's really not much to say about music. Big Sean's album was fire.
That's all. Okay, we're
Detroit
done with
2 was fire. No, I mean, since you open up this Pandora box, man.
That's all I wanted to say.
I mean, I would just go buy stuff that's not true though. See, because you've been whopping all summer long. That's what I'm saying. I would go buy stuff that I download the reason. Let's see. So exactly, song of the summer for this one is definitely Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi. So Cardi B finally came back, y'all. I mean, y'all already know at this point, huh? What? Not since we. So Cardi B's been silent.
You said that.
What?
Nothing.
Whopping all summer.
Yeah.
You like that song? It's the song of the summer for a lot of people. Cardi B, Bree was a big fan of Cardi B. Cardi B has been silent for like she's been doing like little singles here and there, but she recently did a single with Meg Thee Stallion this summer that has made the internet, as like people say, break or go on fire or whatever. The video's nice. I do like the video. I guess in the midst of that, Meg did get shot by Tory Lanez. That's still getting figured out. It's kind of sucky, but like. It's so random. We just don't know what to do with that information right now. But she did. Did she put out WAP before or after?
They had already recorded.
I think they had already. Well, they had already recorded. So yeah, I think she put it out after the shooting.
After, but it was already recorded. Yeah. That's why they were hanging out.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hi.
Let's see.
Look at yourself.
I said Detroit. Meg Thee Stallion.
Look.
Who else released some dope music? There's been some cool versus battles since the last time we were on air with you guys. Me and Bree watched. I mean, we didn't watch Brandy and Monica, but we heard it was great.
I heard it was hilarious.
I watched Snoop versus DMX. That was amazing.
I enjoyed Nelly and Ludacris, even though there was technical difficulties. I still enjoyed it, and I played their music for like a week after.
We didn't talk about that on the before.
Yes.
What else has happened since then? There's been a lot of. I mean, since then, Apple has officially picked up.
It's like a production now.
It is a full production. It was before, just something that Swiss and Timbaland had put together, but now it is official. An Apple bought it. There is a official thing. So with that, the production has went up. The playlists are kind of done beforehand, which is good. It allows.
I don't know. I kind of like the ratchetness of Nelly and Luda.
No, there's pretty like I said, if you watch the DMX, it's still ratchet and random. It just eliminates that ability for someone to just lose because they pick bad songs, which has happened in a couple verses. Like they said, Fab versus Jadakiss or whatever. He lost because he just kept picking bad songs. You know what I mean? What was another one? There was another one that was like the big hitter. I think it was not Neo. It was one of these other ones where like they didn't lose because of their catalog, right? They lost because they don't know how to DJ their own music, which is, I mean, you would even say that's a Nelly's to a degree. Nelly was mad random. He picked that one song that no one knew, like exactly. Everyone in the comments like,
makes it
we don't know this song.
It's raw. It's entertaining.
Yeah, but you're trying to win. Like it's a versus still at the end of the day. It's a celebration for everybody, but they're trying to win.
Exactly.
Who is John Legend versus Alicia Keys?
I don't care about that. Can I make a prediction?
Sure. I don't know what you're predicting this time. Let's not be rude about artists that have talent.
I'm not. I'm just talking about a cocky artist who refuses to do a versus, even though it would literally break the internet. Chris Brown.
I'd rather not talk about that. We know why Chris Brown doesn't want the Usher smoke. It makes all the sense in the world. It's a dead topic. No reason to talk about it.
I just think Usher and Chris Brown would be a great versus.
Yeah, for Usher. Like, that's not... Chris Brown said what he said. He doesn't want to lose. I get that. Like, let's talk about something that's more possible, like Romeo and Lil Bow Wow. Or Romeo and Bow Wow.
Romeo will lose.
Exactly. That's the same type of thing, though. It's like, it's a guaranteed L. Well, I thought they were trying to... I thought they said no, or Bow Wow said no at first because he essentially has no competition.
They're teaming up to do some type of tour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're doing like a documentary
about how they should have did the verses.
How they grew up in the industry.
Yeah, because one didn't copy the other one's whole thing, but whatever. Yeah, that would be the same versus caliber to me as Usher and Chris Brown. There's a guaranteed loss, and because that's the case, one of the parties they're both greats in their own right what they did, right? But there's a guaranteed loss, and with that, it's like why sign up for it? I ain't signing up for a guaranteed loss. Sounds like a silly idea. Yeah, at the same time, like I said, for Chris Brown, there's no one else for him to go against. Usher's kind of in the same boat. There's no one else really for him to go. They're just so great. Like, they have to go against each other. And they're not going to do it. So, you got any other predictions?
Nope.
I want Nicki and Cardi to do it. No. Nicki would probably have to do it against Kim or something. But they wouldn't do that because they have actual beef. It's like the same reason why Ja Rule and 50 Cent ain't going to do it. See, people thought that about Monica and Brandy, though. Because they had actual beef, they weren't going to do it, but they did it. So, I don't know. I feel like if that's the case, some people can squash it. Ooh, T.I. and 50 Cent was supposed to do... They were beefing, but now they have a whole... Did you hear about that?
No.
They have a whole TV network they're putting together. I'm like, that's actually not a bad idea. Some T.I. and 50, both businessmen, both actors, you know what I mean? Both musicians that turn actors. Yeah. I'd watch whatever they're putting together. Because the first they was beefing, they were supposed to be doing verses. Which I would have loved that too. I don't know who would have won. I feel like T.I. might have, I don't know. I feel like T.I. might take 50 Cent off. 50 Cent got some great records, but T.I. has been doing it. They've been both been doing it for a long time. I feel like T.I. has like a year. More. That's what I'm saying. I feel like he has like a year or two or album or two over 50. This man's still technically making music. So they both kind of did the same thing. Like I said, became actors. They signed big musicians, like, 50 helping with the unit and T.I. helping with Iggy Azalea. I'm just saying. No, of course not. She hates them now, but I'm just saying, as far as like they both matched up as far as business,
family hustle,
music,
the show,
and business, music, TV, and then actually signing other artists. They do this, you know what I mean? Same stuff. What else is happening in music? My man Joe Budden is leaving Spotify. That's a big nasty.
I'm not a fan.
Bree, you gotta check that. You gotta stop that. Let's see. You're talking about music that you stopped at one thing. You just talked about Big Sean's album.
That's all I'm talking about. Versus was good.
Nah, there's other music things.
Covering Versus was good.
Covering WAP was bad. Like I said, WAP broke. It literally broke the internet. It made politicians were jumping out the window because of WAP. That's how big of a song it was. That's another, I guess we're getting on that. So politics has been in full display and full realm since we last talked as well. Since I think they've had the DNC and they've had the RNC both since we last did the video. The Democratic one are fully endorsing Joe. Oh dang, they don't know this since we last talked about it. So Joe has finally picked his VP candidate. It will be the first black female VP candidate in United States history.
Don't know it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah. Joe picked Kamala Harris. Trying to make some history if he does get elected. And in the midst of them, they have been everywhere. They appeared in the verses. They were in Monica and Brandy's verses. They have appeared in Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch. They have appeared in some. They probably on a Disney Plus commercial.
They appeared in Chadwick Boseman's ABC special.
Yes. We haven't talked about it, but Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed away literally like a week ago. He was fighting colon cancer. He had progressed to stage 4 recently. He told none of us. Nobody knew until the day he passed. Just his family and close friends. Marvel Studios didn't even know. Nobody knew. It was the most resilient but kind of sad thing ever because he's had it since 2016, which means that he had it during Civil War. He had it during Black Panther filming. He had it during the filming of pretty much the majority of his movies because that's when he started in 2013 and he got that was the role for Jackie Robinson, and then he kind of blew up after that, and he literally was diagnosed 3 years after Jackie Robinson. So it's
he was diagnosed shortly after being introduced into the Marvel studios. Because
after his career period.
Yeah, even though Civil War came out in 2016, they filmed it beforehand. So really, when he filmed Black Panther,
he knew, and he still did about 6 or 7 movies.
And he did all the other Avengers.
He still did
Endgame, Spider-Man.
roles where he had to change his weight, put on muscle. He had to train, do fight choreography.
Thurgood Marshall came out.
It's like the mental capacity of this man is just astounding.
And even to his last film, being all the way in Thailand for the Five Bloods, for that Vietnam.
It was very tough.
War movie.
He required no sympathy from his audience and from his coworkers because he told none of it. He just did all this stuff on his own power, on his own, his own determination. And it was like in the words that they've been re-emphasizing of what he said before he passed. Like it was kind of in the messages. Like he just wanted to make sure that he displayed these iconic roles like Jackie Robinson, like Black Panther, for the Black community on film, and then also inspire kids that he visited all the time that may have had an illness or affliction like him, like cancer, to no matter what you have, you can kind of you have to push through it. You have to use the time that you have to do the best that you can, and we thank Chadwick for that. We appreciate his contributions. Like I say, his historic run it's historic. It's amazing. It's iconic. Chadwick the Legend needs to be a documentary series for sure. But in the midst of all that, what was it, ABC? Who owns, Disney. They did throw him a special, and it was very weird to see Kamala and Joe just pop up like, hey.
It's Kamala, but still.
Joe Center. That's a side note, like I said, RIP to Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther forever.
No,
we're not ending the video. We're still talking about politics. Joe and Kamala have been everywhere. So yeah, the DNC recently did, finally endorse Joe as the candidate and Kamala as the VP. The RNC happened literally like a week ago, where they re-endorsed Trump and Pence, and we have been seeing the craziest mudslinging commercials.
Y'all watch streaming services and all these commercials.
Oh, they're crazy.
They're actually. You would think it's entertainment,
it's joke. It's not. It's on both sides. It's on both sides. They are the Democrats and the Republicans are doing these craziest commercials.
That one commercial of Kamala's evil
just
laugh
laughing while Joe's
kneeling and Kamala's an evil laugh.
But then the Democrats they did a whole
everything's on fire.
They did an article or they did a commercial where they essentially took every Republican's bad remark against Trump and just stringed it together in a whole thing.
Mind you, all those videos and ads are from
before he got elected.
2015.
Yeah, before Trump was actually the president. It was when they were talking mess about him beforehand. So all these people love him now, quote quote. But these commercials are crazy. The politics have clearly gone. Like I said, when we're seeing Kamala and Joe in video games, which are the same politicians who told us that video games are evil. You can tell the times are changing. You can tell that election season is getting close. The thing is now, because of coronavirus, is mail-in ballots. And because of that, you honestly have Donald Trump trying to delay mail-in ballots to a degree. He even has a fight going on with the USPS where he's playing with their funding, and then
USPS said it ain't nothing.
Yeah, it delayed packages for a week, but they've been back on it. It's just been a lot, guys. So make sure that if you do vote via mail-in, that you do that. Obama said it. Do it early. Do it early before there's a chance of possible corruption. Because at this point, it's been talked about so much, it wouldn't even be secret corruption. It would be out loud. You know what I mean? So do it early. If you are going in person, be safe. If you're trying to invoke this change, legit, this is the thing we got to do. You got to go out there and vote. You can't let the corona stuff deter you too much, but you do got to be cautious. Because I wouldn't say pretend like some people it doesn't exist, because it does. Okay. We've had close personal friends that have calm down with some of the symptoms. And they said it's not fun. It's not fun at all. So I would say be precautious, but also make sure you actually get out there and vote early. So I mean, that's all I would have to say, Bree. I mean, yeah, we talked about the sports, we talked about what's important, we talked about chat with R&P. 2020 in general, guys, has been a tough year. We've been losing icons. We've seen politics go mad crazy. We've seen businesses do things they've never done before. We've seen countries stand up for social injustices that, like I said, a lot of things that we've just never seen before. Some of it good, some of it not.
So, I just hope people are taking note and like we just do better in 2024.
24? Yeah. Yeah, we gotta think long term. Anyone thinking that our problems are gonna be over in 2021, y'all don't understand how crazy this year's been. It's gonna be some long term fixing. So I would definitely say everyone get ready for the long haul. And I mean, hopefully we and Bree will be back with you guys more. We're trying to do like a weekly basis. We're trying to get it, 3 months is too much. So we're gonna try to. It's really on. We have the equipment, we have the time, we have everything. We like I said, we play video games on this equipment for hours. We just haven't flipped it to the side to say, hey guys. So we're gonna try to be better about that. Make sure you leave some comments and stuff below. Let us know how you feel about any of the following topics. Who you think is gonna take the NBA championship? You know what I mean? Who is Alabama really gonna crush it? The SEC only conference. You got some new music out you trying to listen to? Let us know. Okay. You got anything to say, Bree?
Bye.
Get the baby. Get the baby say bye. And yeah, we'll overlay this stuff with. Like I said, we have videos of Roman doing Roman things, and that's probably what we're gonna overlay this video with, so you don't have to see our lovely faces too long.
There's one more Sesame Street. Say hi. Look, Roman, look. Look. Oh, who's that? Who's that?
All right, guys.
Bye. I'm watching Sesame Street.